Good evening, friends, followers and channel members, or rather good morning from the Philippines. It is very early here, very dark, lots of terrain around. I don't know the geography. Today could be a fun flight. Welcome everyone, thank you for joining me a little bit later than normal, but hopefully we're not going to be in a rush either this time. If you were here on the last stream when we had an uncommanded failure, so one that Phoenix decided to throw in, yeah, we're a little bit rushed to get it going because I was under some time constraint. Not tonight though. The only thing that could scupper this flight is the kids waking up, but fingers crossed, touch wood, that won't happen. So here we go in Cebu Pacific Air.com, and this is I love this livery. I think this livery looks fantastic. Today we're flying from Puerto Princesa to Cebu. I have no idea of the lay of the land, the geography of the area or anything like that, so it's all going to be brand new to me. I've never seen these two airports before. I don't even think I've ever flown over the Philippines before in Microsoft Flight Simulator, so lots of really great stuff to come, I'm sure. We should have sunrise just, or rather not sunrise, but dawn should be sort of showing as we arrive a little bit later on. So that could be quite nice to see if indeed it works that way. A couple of things as well, just before we start. The airports that you'll see in today's stream are all freeware, available from flightsim.to, and this is what I class as probably one of the better quality freeware sceneries. As you can see, I think this looks wonderful. Combine it with a GSX profile as well, and you can see everything looking quite nice. So welcome to our Twitch viewers, and of course a big shout out and welcome to our YouTube viewers. If you're watching on YouTube, you of course can download the operational flight plan. That is in the usual place, pinned to the top of the chat. So I guess good morning in the Philippines. Hey, Captain HW, Alan Herbles as well. DC, good morning to you. First stream that you can follow in 2023. Excellent. In that case, DC, happy New Year. Hey, Wally, good to see you. Z Denton, good morning. Thomas, good morning. Good evening to you. Alan says that I'm like a drug. I don't know if I hope you mean one of the good ones, Alan. there are plenty bad ones about, aren't there? Thomas says that this could almost be like CCTV with the people walking around inside the terminal, the food being loaded. It's amazing stuff. Yeah, it's Microsoft Flight Simulator at its best, isn't it? Hey Ryan, good to see you as well. Neil, Danny and Palos, hello guys, hope you're well. Right. Chris Aviation Level 2, what learning? Yeah, what are you learning? Not seen you for a while. Great to be back on board this evening. So good stuff. Right, well, we need to get on board then, don't we? Let's start setting things up. We're going to take a little bit of time over this, particularly, as I say, as every part of this flight, every part of this aircraft, every part of this part of the world is brand new. So we'll take our time, work our way through it, and try and do it as always, as realistically as possible. Let's get on board then, shall we? Now, one of the first things to note, of course, early morning, so it's, well, it's dark. Cold and dark aircraft, first flight of the day. One of the first things to know is the charts for this part of the world, or certainly this airport, seem to be lacking somewhat. We're parked over here, which is allegedly where the terminal building is. There's little else to go on, really. So, yeah, that's well, that's what we've got. Let me have a look then. First of all, let's get the weather as we would do. I wouldn't imagine any VATSIM ATC at this time of day in the Philippines, because I think it is very early in the morning here. Hey Nick, hey Eastbirds, hey Dark Fury, good to see you guys. Right, so GPUs connected, chocks and cones, etc. Right, let's have a look at the flight. 44 minutes till push. If we can beat that, that would be lovely. I'll just refresh the METAR. So what have we got then? Well, looking at this, actually, it says the last METAR update was a couple of hours ago. That tells me that in real life this airport is now closed for the evening. So wind was 270 at 4, good visibility, fuel clouds 1900, overcast 8000, 26 degrees, and QNH is 1010. Okay, let's note all that down. So we've got it. Hey Barweld, good to see you. Eastbird says nice to be doing a stream in Asia. Yeah, it doesn't happen very often, does it, Eastbird? So Nice to have something a little bit different, definitely. Right, that's all I've got there. Let's have a look what's happening over at our destination at the moment. Oh right, so this METAR is only 27 minutes old, so yeah, we can assume that this airport's up and running for the morning. So 9 kilometers scattered, 2,000 overcast, 10,000, 25 degrees. Yeah, that's nice weather, isn't it? Good stuff. Might even be able to see the terrain that we're going to have to avoid on the way in. So yeah, good weather all round. Really, I'm not too concerned about that. Well, shall we power up the aircraft then? We'll have a look as well at the brief. Let's go through this in a bit of detail as well. So we're planning on about 11.5 tons payload, cost index of 5. Cost index of 5. I put this to auto in SimBrief just to see what it'd give me. I thought maybe we'll get a nice fast one, you know, it's not Easyjet anymore, and it's thrown me a cost index of 5. So flight level 370, the tropo is nice and high, 51,000 feet. Shear rate's good as well. Nick Borrow's coming in nice and early. Nick, oh it's amazing, gifting 10 EasyJet in-flight channel memberships. Nick, that is incredibly generous, and obviously we donated some the other day, Nick, so welcome on board to every Mark, ATC Swede, Sean, Dodu, Greenman, Scotty, Gregory Peterson, Delta 1152, Andy and Hollander as well. Oh, thank you so much, Nick, that is incredible and incredibly kind of you, and a big welcome to our new channel members. Thank you so much, Nick. Make sure you get yourself in the Discord server, guys. Get yourself in the members lounge. So let's just continue working our way through the flight plan. Federal Demon, no, this is Freeware Airport, yeah. Tristan, have I ever flown to the Philippines? Nope, nada. DRD Flyer, good morning. So, let's see, plug fuels, just under 6 tons, that's fine, we'll obviously take a little bit extra. Let's go through, see what we've got. Now, I'm paying particular attention to the minimum off-route altitude here because this was going to give me a sort of a picture of the terrain that we're going to encounter today. Which, looking at all of that, actually, it doesn't look too bad at all. So that's a bit better than I thought, to be honest. So happy with that. Weather information. So that's our destination. All looks good. A little crosswind coming in, but that's okay. Sorry, that's our departure, not our destination. Our destination is here, and again, yeah, nothing too much to worry about. RNAV approach though, so a little bit different, doing an RNAV approach rather than the normal ILS that we see. Let's come down. So weather looks good there. Let's just check what we've got here. What's the date? So it's the 11th, isn't it? So that's the weather, pretty much what we've just seen anyway. And what else have we got as well? We've got so just coming up. Yeah, really looking at this is going into tomorrow morning, obviously. There's really nothing there that we can be very concerned about. Right, what was that? A Speedbird 464 on Twitch, gifting 5 tier 1 subs. Now, Speedbird 464, we all know that actually it's Nick. So Nick not only donating channel memberships on YouTube, but he's just hopped over to Twitch as well and gifted tier 1 subs as well to the viewers over there. Mate, that is absolutely amazing. He says it's payday. That's amazing, Nick. Thank you so much for your support there. Yeah, so even the forecast there doesn't look like anything ridiculous that's going to prevent us getting in. That's our flight route today. Have we got any weather to worry about as we're coming down? Isolated cumulonimbus clouds. That's to be expected, I guess, this part of the world this time of year. Up to 52,000 feet. You don't see it that high very often, not over Europe anyway. But yeah, realistically, I'm not concerned about anything weather-wise. So in terms of extra fuel, I'm going to throw extra on basically just in case something goes wrong because I misplanned something. I don't know the area. But what we got planned, block fuel is call it 5.9. Let's throw in, let's just throw in 6.3. We'll take 6.3. That should be absolutely fine. So with that, let's just go to our Fenix app. Ground services, that's fine. We'll get the aircraft powered up in a minute. And, oh, it's not brought those in. That's strange. Let's just redo that and re-import it from SimBrief. Try again. Re-import that now. Dark Fury, my MOC, Dark Fury, gifting 5 Easyjet Sim Pilot channel memberships as well. Dark, that is amazing. Thank you so much. So welcome Andre, Adam, Chris, Max, and Michael Hora as well. That is absolutely awesome of you, as Eastbirds just said. Dark Fury, thank you so much, mate. Really do appreciate the support of the channel. Austrian Gaming Channel on Twitch. Good morning to you. Right, has this imported everything in now? Let me see. Yes, it has. Fantastic. So let me just change the fuel that we're going with. We're going what? 6.3 did I say? I'll tell you what, let's make it 6.4. 6.4. There we are. So that's done. And let's power up our aircraft. It gives a real feeling of it being, you know, quite early in the morning, doesn't it? It's cold and dark. Well, it's not cold, it's quite warm over here, but yeah, the aircraft of course is cold and dark. We're sat here just doing our pre-flight brief kind of thing, going through the OFP, which would normally be done inside the terminal. The pilots wouldn't usually come and sit in the seats and then in the dark and do it. Digital Flight there, good morning my friend, and he is celebrating 22 months of training captain channel level membership. That is amazing. Digital saying, do I get to sit in the right hand seat when I get to 24 months? Oh, you can sit in the right hand seat today, Digital. I don't know this part of the world. You probably know it a little bit better than me. So yeah, it's gonna be good fun today. Right. So before we power up, of course, we just need to do the before the power up flows. So we want to check that our nothing's going to fry the ground crew. So radar and wind shear, etc. They're off. Engine mode selector is normal. Engine master's obviously off. Landing gear lever is down, and both the wipers are turned off. Excellent, all done there. Hey Manic Mima, good to see you. Right, so with all of that, I could get my torch out, but the glow from the terminal is lighting up, so I can see what it is we need to actually turn on. So let's get the let's power up. Let's get the batteries on. Battery voltage is fine. So battery 1 and 2 on. There we go. With that, I can even put the dome lights on. Look, just give it a bit of brightness as well. Right, so that's fine. External power is available. Let's turn the APU bleed off. Not sure why that's off. Turn these off as well. So external power. There we go. Wow, probably don't need it that bright, but there we are. Digital, you're not too sure about the Philippines, you just know there's a lot of terrain about. Yeah, that's pretty much all we've said so far. There's terrain around, so let's do our best not to fly into it. So external power's on. We need to do the APU fire test, but I just need to wait for the triple clicks and things for before that. So I hope everyone's had a really good day today. It's what day is it? It's Wednesday, isn't it? Wednesday. Coming up to about just gone 8:30. Wednesday evening here in the UK. I have no idea what time it is here in the Philippines. I think they're 8 hours ahead. I think, if memory serves. Tells me on the operational flight plan, actually, doesn't it? Right, we just had the triple clicks. Does it tell us at the top of the flight plan? Yeah, there you go. Look, both departure and arrival are 8 hours ahead. So what's that? It's just gone 4:30 in the morning then here. Right, that's done. Let's get the APU sorted. APU fire check, that's fine. Good stuff. I'll do engine 1 and 2 while I'm here. Yep, engine 1. Engine 2. There we go. Wonderful. And let's start aligning the ideas. Alright, let's do the overhead flow then. So, crew oxygen supply, ground control, CRV test. There we go, that comes down. Get the nav lights on. No smoking signs, on the emergency lights. They can stay off. It's warm here, so let's get this turned down. Or maybe not that much. fuel pumps, keep those off. All good. We'll not start the APU up just yet. Nick says the top of the EFB also gives the local time as well. Does it? Does it? Let's check that out. Oh yes, it does. Do you know what? I not even noticed that. Oh, even better. 4:30 in the morning. Oh, do you know what? That makes me feel tired. Right, let's continue the setup. QNH was what? 1010 and skids on. QNH is set. Let's set the guard frequency here on VHF2, which is 121.5. Why isn't this working as quickly as I'd like it to? Not very responsive. There we are. VHF1, that's fine, they're all done. Switching panels fine, thrust levers, spoilers, flaps, parking brake is set. Squawk standby 2000. Acupressure is a little bit low, so we can just go and repressurize that for a second. There you go, can just see that coming up now. QNH 1010, get the constraints on. I think the initial climb is going to be 8,000 today. What was the little ding we just had to check out the systems? Yeah, okay, they'll sort themselves out once we've got engines up and running. Turn that off. Good, okay. Pretty much there. So, IR alignment in around 4 minutes. That seems a bit quicker than when we're in Europe as well, doesn't it? I don't know how it works or why it works, but I think for basically the further north you are or away from the equator, the longer it takes to get the IR information and all aligned, etc. Good. So we've got the aircraft all set up. We just need to set up the box now. Should we start getting passengers on board whilst we do that? To get the APU up and running. I don't know what the laws are here in the Philippines, but basically still a standard practice at the moment, certainly by the SOPs I follow, to have the APU on whenever we're getting passengers on board. Scotty, good evening to you. So AOC menu, to the flight in it, and I should pull all the information in. 55 minutes of flight time. Wonderful. Alright, let's just do the oxygen check as well whilst we're here. There we go, got the crossers, it's all good. Should probably check the circuit breakers as well, make sure none of those have tripped or anything, although I'm sure the ECAM would have told us by now if something was amiss, but no. That's all fine, that's all good. Of course, the proper way to do this is to stand right by the door, and then you can quite easily see as you look down the panel whether anything's popped out or not. Okay, let's get the APU on. And I'm going to tell GSX that we can probably start the boarding process. So we're on board, but we need to get the crew, we need to get the passengers on and our cabin crew today. So IRS is still aligning. Check the aircraft status. CFM engines, valid direct cycle. Clear the scratch pad. Okay, so let's get our init request downloaded via ACARS. Right, so our flight number today is Charlie Alpha Bravo 226. So our call sign, I'm going to have to try and remember this as well. The call sign is Cebu 226. Let's get that on. Cost index of 5, a lowly 5, 26 degrees outside. So we're going to load the crew and then the passengers, aren't we? Download the winds. Another minute or so till we get GPS primary up and running. And our cruise flight level today is flight level 370, and it's going to be -50. There we go. Eastwood says he's working in a bit. In the meantime, you have a team activity to host tomorrow at headquarters. Excellent. Pilot Jacob, good evening to you. What's our trip wind today? A headwind of 17. Right, where's the cabin crew? Can't see them. They're probably still finishing their morning coffee, aren't they? Just turn this up. I don't think we'll need it today, but pop that up. GPS primary, has that come alive now? Excellent. So if we clear that, go back to our data page. IRS 3 navs, wonderful. IRS in it. Coordinates then. Have we got coordinates for that? Do you know what? I bet I don't even have coordinates available. There seems to be not many charts available for this particular airport. Oh, that's the wrong app. Eastbird says, not excellent, you suck at hosting fun activities. You need to show the Microsoft Flight Simulator. Standard, yeah, I got nothing with regards to any kind of charts giving me information, so, well, I guess we'll just have to hope that it's correct. I think it will tell us actually at the top left, won't it? So that's the airport, 944.5 north, 944.7 and 118456 east, 1185 east. Yeah, so that's pretty accurate. So we're going to be departing off to 7 on the Sierra 1 Whiskey departure. There it is. Right, cabin crew are now on board, so tell them they can crack on with boarding, I think.
Cabin crew, we can open the doors now and start letting them on board. Thanks very much.
Right, RNAV 04. No problem. RNAV 04 for the arrival at the other end. And the operational flight plan, if you are following this through, it's got a small error on it. It's the TADAG 3 Papa arrival we're doing. There we are. And then that should bring us in via is it Kulas it brings us in at? Yes. Right, so 328 miles. How many we got on the flight plan? Check it looks accurate. 329. Spot on. That's good. And we can also just do a bit of a check here again, because I don't know the area. I want to make sure that everything's looking like it should. Try again. Yeah, that looks fine to me. Right, flight plan's done. Get that back in arc mode. And 20. Radnav page VOR here is Papa Romeo. Get those turned on. I guess we have to use them in anger. And onto our init B. Have we got a load sheet yet? Do you know what? I didn't start the APU. I just turned the master switch on. It doesn't matter. I bet they don't care in the Philippines. Weather. Not weather. Receive messages. Okay, see what we've got. So zero fuel weight is 55.6. Estimated zero fuel weight CFG is 30.6. Fuel for the alternate is 2 tons. Well, let's call that 2.1 tons. And we'll do fuel planning. Takeoff CFG is expected to be 29. Right, so 5.8, we're taking 6.4, that gives us an extra 17 minutes of self-thinking time, and a takeoff weight of 61.8. Right, time for the performance calculations then. Let's see. So we're departing runway 27, it is dry, config 1. Well, before I do that, how long is this runway? Oh, it's 2,600 meters, it's plenty long enough. Yes, so in that case, flaps 1, don't need to force target, anti-ice will be off, packs will be off, that takeoff weight was 61.8. And CFG was planned to be 29 exactly. Just grab the live weather. I bet there's no, well, there can't be any intersection takeoffs because we're going to have to backtrack on the runway for this one, so full length takeoff, there we are. Right, 132, 135, 135. 132, 135, 135. Transition altitude, yeah, 11,000 feet. Thrust structure acceleration values, 1,000 feet AGL, so what's airport elevation? 66. Let's just increase that then. Let's go 1,066. 1066 and 1066. Flaps 1 and flex 68. Lovely. Now, secondary flight plan. Let's see what we've got for engine out procedure. So let's copy the active. In order to work out the engine out procedure, we're going to have to look at the charts and make one up ourselves. So, let's have a look what we've got. Obviously, you can see this is not going to be a standard engine out procedure because if we lose an engine, we don't want to pull heading and continue to fly straight on. If we do that, something bad might happen. In fact, looking at this, we just want to get somewhere safe. So if we basically just continue out on the standard instrument departure, and we'll just enter the hold at Victor Papa 414. That, to me, sounds like the best option. That gets us a nice safe place, MSA 2000, so even if we get ourselves up to 3,000 feet, we're nice and safe over the sea. Yeah, we'll just enter the hold here and spend all day there. Controlling Warsaw, thank you so much for rating us on Twitch. Welcome, guys. Welcome on board. Just working out where we're going to go if something blows up after we've taken off. So yeah, I think we'll yeah, just copy the active, and then at Victor Papa 414, we'll just hold. So let's Victor Papa 414. There we go. Enter the hold. Do a computed hold for that. And then, what's our takeoff weight planned to be? Takeoff weight 61, 61.8 with the extra fuel, isn't it? Yeah, 61.8. So we're below maximum landing weight. So yeah, we can come back. We can come back in here. Someone's just closed the door again and locked some passengers out. 1 second. There you go. Carry on boarding. Yes, so then after the hold, we'll just come back here. Which what's the code for this? It's Romeo Papa. Is it? It's Victor Papa, isn't it? And that's our new arrival. That will be the ILS runway 27. Yeah. No start. And no VIA. Although, where's Oh, it's up to the north, so no, we'll not use that. Yeah, no veer. Oh, hang on, there are a couple of others that are a possibility. No, that one's up to the north. Go on then. Where's Tibor? Oh, Tibor's to the northeast, so no. Okay, fair enough. Go back. No veer. Right, let's just zoom in to see what that looks like. So, straight out, follow the standard instrument departure, then we'll enter the hold and sort ourselves out. Yeah, that works. Happy with that plan. So that's all done. Right, a few more passengers left remaining. Let's come now back to the Fenix app and just load everything on. There we are. Hey Mark, good evening. Shep 4007 says, what does the down 0.1 stand for with the flaps on the calculation tab? Is there something, is it some special flaps thing? Okay, I've got time tonight, we can discuss this. So if I come back to the departure page. Yeah, so there it says flaps 1 and down 0.1. So the idea being that we're going to set the trim to down 0.1. Well, here's down. There's 0, so you're probably looking to set the trim to well, I can't move it yet because I'm not powered up, but you want to set the trim wheel and get sort of 0.1, which is, I don't know, somewhere around here, lined up with this arrow here. And you can also put that information into the performance page just there, so you can type in DN for down and then 0.1. However, most airlines now don't even bother filling this box in. It doesn't make any difference. It's there purely as a reminder for the pilots of where to set the trim. The danger is that in the past, pilots have set the trim wrong. They, instead of setting it down 0.1, have set it by mistake to up 0.1, which is alright. 0.1 is not going to make really very much difference. But you know, if you've got an aircraft that's perhaps loaded where the centre of gravity requires a greater shift in the trim, then there's a big difference between down and up, and it's quite easy. I've done it myself. It's quite easy to set it the wrong way. So to avoid any ambiguity now, a lot of airlines don't bother using the down 0.1 etc. Or up 2 there. What they do, as we'll do in a little bit, is we will look at the final takeoff weight centre of gravity, which is this figure given just here, and we will then set it based on that figure. So that figure there is 29. Well, 29 there, you can see 25, 30, so 29 is about here, and it's a lot less confusing if you've got an actual figure. There's not two scales. There's not a down scale and an up scale. There's just, you know, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, etc. So it will it's less it's more difficult to get it wrong, basically. Right, I think all passengers have now just come on board. I think we can start to tidy our aircraft up now, and then we'll do a brief, do some checklists, and then get going, shall we? Refueling is completed. Pumps can come on then.
Captain, all passengers are on board and we're finished setting up. Doors are also now closed.
Thanks a lot.
Right, aircraft running under its own power, so we've got rid of the external power. That's fine. We can say goodbye GPU, goodbye chocks, all done. Systems page, that's fine. Just waiting for our final load sheet to come through, which shouldn't be too long now. Put some lighting in. I'm going to turn all the lights down a little bit. There we are. Right, so whilst I'm waiting for that, let's do the brief. So as always, we start with the want part of the brief. So weather for the departure is fine. Dry runway. We've got a little bit of a light headwind for our departure. So no concerns. We've got a few clouds a little bit higher up, but nothing that's going to, weather's not going to be an issue for us. Weather en route looks fine as well. Maybe some cumulonimbus clouds as we come in. Sadly, the weather radar is not working, so we'll just have to look out for those. Weather at the arrival also looks pretty nice. Slight crosswind, but nothing that we can't handle. Aircraft is A320, fully serviceable, with the exception of the weather radar that I just mentioned. And performance of the aircraft is normal. No NOTAMs to be aware of. Biggest threats for our flight today then, well, certainly on departure, I think we've obviously got the terrain which we spoke about when we were discussing the secondary flight plan, etc., and the engine out procedure. So we've got terrain directly on our takeoff path out to the west, so if for some reason we lose absolutely everything and we lose all our guidance and things like that, we just have to fly in Cessna mode. For God's sakes, we need to turn around and fly east. Otherwise, we're gonna fly into something we don't want to get close to. That's probably the biggest threat. The other biggest threat today is probably me, because completely unfamiliarity with the area. So yeah, that's probably the next big threat. Other than that, we've got no ATC. And that's about it. Yeah, terrain and me. There are our two big threats for this. The other thing to be aware of as well now is as we talk about the taxi, I've got minimum charts as well. I suppose that could be perceived as another threat. We haven't got much in the way of charts, so we're always going to push back, and then we need to backtrack on runway 09, take off full length runway 27, runway width 45 meters, so we've got plenty of space to be able to turn that around. On departure then, it's straight out over flight point for Victor Papa 602, and then we have a speed constraint until passing 414, max speed of 220 and a clean speed to 209. We can pre-select that then. So that's done, but nothing going to stop us taking off and cleaning up on schedule, retracting flaps, etc. as we pass S speed. All the usual stuff. That's pretty straightforward. We're going to noise abatement 2, departure today. Initial climb is going to be up to 8,000 feet. Transition altitude is 11,000 feet. MSA as we depart is 7,400, but then after that turn we can see we get into a much lower MSA as we get over the sea, 2,000 feet. First turn will be out to the left on the Sarah 1 Whiskey departure. We're not doing a single engine taxi today. We're going to get everything started as we go. And then the emergency brief, which is pretty much we've kind of already done as we did the secondary flight plan. So yeah, if we lose an engine, we're going to follow SID, enter the hold at Victor Papa 414, get ourselves up nice and safe, 3,000 feet should be fine, enter the hold and then sort things out. Right, done. Ryan, what's VPT on runway 9? That's the visual prescribed tracks. Yeah, we're not doing that. So it's basically like a visual approach. So yeah, we're not definitely not doing that. Let's get rid of those. Right, all happy, wonderful. Let's get the ground crew into position and we can get ready to go.
Hello, Captain. We're ready for pushback.
And make sure the hours get the back cabin crew are balanced to other fellow passengers. The ground crew are nearly finishing loading everything into the aircraft, so we look forward to a safe and pleasant flight with you today, and we thank you for choosing to fly with the Easyjet sit behind. Thank you.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Alright, so cockpit preparation checklist, aircraft acceptance has been completed. Fuel quantity, we've got 6,380 kilograms, and that's all balanced. Seatbelt signs around ears, we've got 3 nav greens, and the barrel ref. QNH is 1010, set and cross-checked. Paranoia check on the top, everything's fine up there as well. Tug driver's just getting into his position. Sun drop, do I know how you can sync the boarding of GSX and Phoenix? Sadly not, no. You just have to kind of do them both independently at the moment, I'm afraid.
Locking gear.
You guys being my pilot monitoring today, you can just confirm all those speeds, and takeoff data looks good. So we've got 132, 135, 135, thrust structure acceleration's fine, and then we have a clean speed of 209. Final load sheets come through. Let's just check everything there. So I'll accept it. Zero fuel weight is 55.6. Takeoff weight is 61.7. That's fine. And the CFG is going to be 27.3, which is just 0.3% within limits. So we don't have to check it prior to takeoff. And if it was over 2, then we would. Right, so we're going to be pushing back and facing. So we're pushing back, facing east. So tail to the left.
Release parking brakes.
Before we do that, let's get on to Unicom.
Release parking brakes.
Puerto Princesa traffic, Cebu 226, stand 3, pushing back and facing east.
Release parking brakes.
Hold your horses. So our beacon light, transponder, acupressures in the green.
Release parking brakes.
And the before start checklist. Parking brakes are on, takeoff data is confirmed, windows are closed, EFP and phone is flight mode and silent, doors are closed and armed, beacon light is on.
Release parking brakes.
Let's release our parking brakes then.
Cabin crew, please arm doors and cross-check.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Engine mode selected to ignition and starting engine 1. So if you're only just joining us as well, remember this is freeware. This is freeware quality airport. It's it's amazing. So grab this from flightsim.to if you fancy visiting this part of the Philippines.
Ladies, gentlemen and channel members, on behalf of the crew I ask that you now please direct your attention to the monitors and cabin crew as we review the emergency procedures. There are 6 emergency exits on this A320neo. Please take a minute to locate the one closest to you, and note that it may be behind you. Count the number of rows to the exit. Should the cabin experience a pressure loss, stay calm and listen for instructions from your cabin crew. Oxygen masks will drop down from above your seat. Place the mask over your mouth and nose like this, and pull the strap to tighten it. If you are travelling with children, ensure you put your own mask on first before helping others. In the unlikely event of an emergency landing and evacuation, leave all your carry-on luggage and items behind. Life rafts are located...
Starting engine 2.
Emergency lighting in the floor will guide you to your nearest exit. We now ask that all carry-on luggage is stowed away safely during the flight. Whilst we wait for takeoff, please take a moment to review the safety procedures and the safety card in front of you. Electronic devices must now be
Set
switched
parking
off
brakes.
and turned to airplane mode.
Cockpit to
until
ground.
instruct you that
We have
it
a
is
good
again
engine
safe to
start.
use them.
You can disconnect.
Our cabin service will commence once we are in flight. If you are a frequent flyer with us, you can now join the channel.
Right, so the parking brakes are set.
Take advantage of the extra perks.
Rally Racer number
Journey
4 on
to
Twitch.
your enjoyment.
Good evening to you.
Thank you for your attention and we hope you enjoy your flight.
Unlocking gear.
Right, engine number 2 is available, happy and stabilised. So, engine mode selector to normal, APU bleeds off, APU masters off. Don't need anti-ice, there's plenty warm enough here.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
On spoilers, rudder 0, flaps 1, and now we set that trim as I discussed earlier, and we're setting it to 27.3, which is, I don't know, there's 25, there's 30, so it's going to be just a little below the middle, which that's close enough. And that's all it is, rather than using this the up-down method. Right, so the after start checklist, anti-ice is off, your ECAM status is checked, everything's normal, pitch trims 27.3% set, and the rudder is neutral. Right, short taxi this one, so let's do a flight control test before we go any further. No, hang on, my cables are in the wrong place. There we go. Right, so let's check the lower ECAM. We've got full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down, neutral, and full right, full left, neutral. Brother Rissa says he's fixed his problems with the FPS drops by switching the photogrammetry to off. Oh, Brother Rissa, you're welcome. What's the scenery look like with photogrammetry off? Mine's still on, so maybe I need to do something similar for when we're flying in those areas and having issues. Right, where are we? Yeah, Puerto Princesa traffic, Cebu 226 taxiing now, and we'll be backtracking runway 09 for departure runway 27. I can't even tell you what taxiway this is because it doesn't appear on the charts. So taxi light is on. Auto brake max. Let's get the weather radar, predictive wind shear on. Definitely want the train radar on. TL config. Good. Off we go. It is always fun, isn't it, flying in new parts of the world. Do enjoy it. Christopher says it looks rubbish. That's what it looks like without photogrammetry. But the thing is, though, there's plenty parts of the world that doesn't have photogrammetry and it looks absolutely fine. So, yeah. Aaron Flood, good evening, sir. How are you? Hope you're well. Puerto Princesa traffic, Cebu 226 entering now, runway 09 for backtrack for departure on runway 27. Get all our lights on whilst we're taxiing down. Leantia says there's not much way in the way of taxiways at this airport, is it? No, well, taxiways cost money, I guess, so it's easy just to make them taxi down the runway. Got another aircraft there. I've not heard anyone on Unicom, but might just be an aircraft with...
Puerto Princesa traffic, Philippines, every Delta, taxi along the main apron to hold.
Oh, there we go. Very good.
Cabin crew, seat takeoff, please.
Plane Crazy says, hi Gav, mountains ahead, water behind, fingers crossed. Yeah, it's what we need. Right, taxi checklist, flight controls have been checked, flap setting is config 1, FMA's climb, nav blue 1FT2 8000, blue 68 as the flex. Radar predictive wind shear is on, ECAM memos, takeoff no blue, EFB is stowed, just getting disconnected. I'll do my first officers as well. Nick F14 says, any tips to prevent the stutter? FPS overall is okay, but the stutter's what making it frustrating. Yeah, I think that's a photogrammetry issue. Never used to have it. I'm wondering if something's gone wrong at the Azobo end. But Rally Racer 4 on Twitch, really glad that's helped you. All the passengers sat there looking out thinking we'll never get off the ground at this speed. Red Star 101's also turned his photogrammetry off, and what's the sim look like? Any good? Is it all right? Right, is there a turning circle here? There wasn't one depicted on the charts, but looking at the lights ahead, I'm thinking there might be. Don't need one though. 45-meter runway. Oh yeah, we've got one, look. So it's just a bit of toe brake, slow it down. It will be nice if we do see the dawn to the east, wouldn't it? Christopher's asked, TCAS be on when on the runway? Well, certainly before we take off, but because we're backtracking, I've not got it on just yet, we're taxiing along basically on the runway, and so don't really want to be finding everyone's TCAS off there while we're just taxiing, but as we line up now, we're going to get the packs off, TCAS on, that kind of thing. There we go. Right, so lights already on, packs, TCAS, there we go. Digital, did I just say dawn to the west? I meant to the east, of course. Over the Pacific. Right, line of checklist. Cabin secure, takeoff runway is full length, runway 27. TCAS TARA, packs 1 and 2 are off. Let's go. Takeoff. Start the chrono. Set romantic mood lighting for the departure. Engines are stable. Set takeoff thrust. Man flex SRS. Runway. Checked. V1, rotate. There's the hills in front of us. Nav. Autopilot 1 engaged, and thrust climb. Climb. Here comes that left turn to take us safely away from the terrain out there. It's weird, isn't it? A departure where you're flying directly towards the hillside. Right, let's clean her up so flap 0 spoilers us
Puerto
out.
Princesa traffic says Speedbird Sierra Post. Sierra Papa 24, backtracking on runway 9. Traffic.
Okay, so holding, we're just holding clean speed, green dot, until we pass that constraint about 10 miles out towards the east. Digital Flight Deck, oh mate, thank you so much for your 10 Canadian dollar super chat. Ah, you're very kind of you, Digital. Long time supporter of the channel, Digital. We all know Digital. Love all those days we spent together flying our long haul flights during the COVID days. So appreciate that, Digital. Thank you so much. He says that was for that nice takeoff. So the constraint, we can start to speed up once we've got 10 miles, yeah, about 10 miles time. Where is the airport area? It's down there. A couple of aircraft down there, actually, by the looks of things. Hey, Jayhawk. Good evening to you. Nick F14, are the packs just aircon? Yes, well, so pressurization and the air conditioning system, so different airlines do things differently. Lots of airlines leave the packs on for departure. SOPs I'm used to turn them off, except under special circumstances. Right, so with no further air traffic control, let's clear ourselves up. Let's get ourselves up to flight level 250. So we're going to go to thrust climb, open climb, and pull standard 250 blue. Hey, Dave Hudson.
We'll shortly begin our cabin service as we continue to climb to our cruising altitude. You may now use your electronic devices. Rechargeable battery packs are also available to purchase from our cabin crew. You can also ask them about joining our frequent flyers and becoming a channel member. Thank you.
Panos says great takeoff. Wish we could see the scenery more. I did toy with the idea of making it daylight and not doing it in real time, but I don't know. I prefer just doing things as realistically as possible, and that includes the time and weather and things. I don't know. What do you guys think? Would you have changed the time, or would you prefer just to keep things as they are? Right, we're above 10,000 feet now. Ding the cabin. We'll let the passengers out in a moment. So get the lights off. Airports on the EFIS. Come down and check flight level 370 is going to be available to us, so we might as well carry that on. Let's wind that up. 370 blue. We'll continue the climb. Performance page. Cost index of 0. We're about to pass the constraint, so we'll accelerate away in a moment. Fuel, yeah, that's done. I'll clear the RadNav page out. Copy the active flight plan. Right, let's push and accelerate away, shall we? Mark Burgess says the autopilot warning. So it was.
Puerto Princesa traffic, Philippines.
Are you referring to the 3 clicks that we had? That little tit 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 that noise means. So that's a mode revision. That means that something's happened, which tells us that the modes on that the aircraft, the autopilot's following, has changed. In this case, it was that we're I can't remember what it was. I think it was just when we were reaching our pre-planned takeoff flight level. I can't remember what it was, but basically you hear the 3 clicks, just check the FMAs because something will have changed. Panel says at least we'll be able to see Cebu. It should be edging towards dawn there. Nick on Twitch says, have we got Welsh cabin crew? Yeah, well, we had Welsh cabin crew, we had American ground crew. It's an international business aviation. Kivo on Twitch says, he says real weather, local time, every time. Local time, right, okay, so local time to you, or do you mean local time in the sim? Let's get the seatbelt signs off now, I think.
Ladies and gentlemen, the seatbelt sign has now been turned off. You are now free to move around the cabin and the toilets are now available. However, when in your seat, we recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times in case of unexpected turbulence. Please contact a member of the cabin crew if you require assistance. Thank you.
Plain Crazy asks, how do you know when you are clear to increase speed beyond the constraint? That just basically told you on the chart. Where's the chart gone? There it was. So we had a max speed was 220 knots up until here, Victor Papa 414. Once we pass that, we can do what we want. We can accelerate away, which is exactly what we did. So, yeah, no sort of insider knowledge. It's just reading what was on the chart. Ronald asks, have we ever flown through a thunderstorm or a windstorm? Oh yeah, definitely have. In fact, one of the last streams we did, was it yesterday when we flew into Bristol and it was windy and horrible? Yeah, so yeah. Panos says, yeah, honestly, to be fair, when doing all real ops, following all the real procedures correctly, it would seem that changing the weather would ruin the realism. Yeah, but what about the time? Do people prefer flying in the daylight or the real time? Zivo says local time for him. Feels odd to fly daytime whilst living nighttime and vice versa. Yeah, I see what you're saying, Kivo. It does make sense. And Gary Lauderdale says he uses UK time but rolls the clock back 12 hours if flying in Europe so you get daytime. Do you know what, Gary? That is the exact same thing that I've done at some point. So sometimes if I've come to do a stream and it's sort of 7-8 PM at night in Europe, here in the UK, I'll just either roll it back or roll it forward 12 hours. So it's, you know, if instead of 7 PM it's 7 AM. Also makes the maths a lot easier when calculating things as well. Digital says he always does live weather and live time. Yeah, can't fault for that. It's best way, isn't it? Well, I think it is, but each into their own. That's the beauty of flight simulation. You can do whatever makes you happy. Yash says he's stoked to be able to catch another stream. Thank you for being on board here today. R3 boy, are we on VATSIM? Yes, indeed we are. Yeah. So, the Sulu Sea is where we're flying over. I wouldn't have known that without looking at the map. Red Star says looking outside of his passenger window shows calm cavalcade conditions compared with his destination of Bristol, which is light rain and overcast with a 15-knot headwind. 15-knot headwind's great! That's just what you want. Although be careful at Bristol, because Bristol's just an absolute pain for throwing a gust of wind at you. It's built on a hill, a bit like Leeds Bradford, although I would say Leeds Bradford is worse. Dodo says on lifetime there's only a couple of hours to be able to see anything here in Finland. Yeah, of course. But then in the summer months, you don't see darkness, do you? Right, well, we're now well on our way. Bit of a cloud bank there, keep an eye on the temperature. We're going to need anti-ice or not? Maybe. We start to head through it. weather conditions look pretty okay here in over the Philippines, don't they? Yeah, I'll take that. Looks pretty decent to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to commence our service of hot drinks and alcoholic beverages. Please assist us by ensuring your tray tables are down and that the aisles are kept clear of bags. Our drinks menu can be found in the pocket in front of you. We serve a variety of local and international coffee, tea, beers, wines, and spirits. Please note that alcoholic drinks will not be served to those under 18 years of age. We accept payment in cash or credit and debit cards. Thank you for your support of this channel.
Right, cabin crew service is on its way. That, of course, for you Eastbirds means that the casino is open. For everybody else, it now means you can use your Easy Points to get your in-flight drinks, food, snacks, things like that. Red Star says he's put the door on Bravo arrival. It says too steep climb ahead after Bristol. Too steep climb? You were landing at Bristol, weren't you? Nick is grabbing a gin. Good idea. It's the right time.
Thank you. I hope you enjoy your drink.
LA kids grabbing a coffee. LA, you'll be up all night. Gary Lauderdale back on Twitch says most of my midweek flying is during the evening time after dark. That's it, isn't it? You get home from work, you put the flight sim on, and yeah, and it's dark. Buffeting a little bit here. You can see the aircraft rocking about a little bit. Not too much, it's all okay. You shouldn't spill your drinks. Rally Racer says, when flying in clouds and not having anti-ice on, is it possible that only that the indicated airspeed is frozen? Yeah, if your pitot tubes get blocked, that can happen. Oh, LA, of course, yeah, LA. It's only 4:30 there, isn't it? Frame rates are impeccably good here in the middle of the Sulu Sea. Highly recommend it. Rally Racer, how do you decide when to switch anti-ice on? Right, so if you're flying, the first thing is, are you flying through visible moisture? Clouds, etc., rain and things like that. If the answer to that is yes, then a couple of other things you need to look at. So if the SAT temperature is above minus 40, which ours is, it's minus 30, so it is above minus 40. Or the TAT is below 10. That's the region in which icing can form. So yeah, at the moment we are in, if we were flying through clouds, we'd be in icing conditions. We're kind of above that cloud layer. We didn't really pass through any, although we might be doing in a second. So it could be icing conditions now. J-Hog says to Nick, has this sim been okay today? Nick, have you been having issues? Need Dark Fury on the case. SoloHawk7 on Twitch, thank you for the follow as well, my friend. Hey, Christian! Good evening, or good morning. What time is it? Local time, 5:30. Anybody want to ask Google what time sunrise is in Cebu, in the Philippines? I should be on the ground in about 45 minutes or so. Warwick Learning says, yeah, Wow, big outage in the US today. All flights grounded for over 90 minutes. Anyone actually know what happened? Yeah, the FAA computer that generates the NOTAMs busted. So, pilots weren't getting any NOTAMs. Ah, that's alright, you don't need those. Panel says 6:05. Oh, that's okay, because we should be on the ground in about 45 minutes, and it's 5:30. So, sunrise in about half an hour. Oh, in fact, is there a little hint over there, maybe? I'll just turn the lights off. Maybe. Pel van der Werf says she just did an awesome flight to Amsterdam in the Vision Jet. They let him cross the active ILS for 27 with lots of traffic on the ILS for 27. Ronald Jeffers talking about the Spruce Goose. Yeah, that is also available to fly here in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Although I can't say as I've attempted it. Andy J15 says no chemtrails for 90 minutes. Well, there was still they only stopped aircraft departing. There was still aircraft in the sky spraying them, so it's okay. The chemtrail concentration was still strong enough. I'm Depanda now says yeah, so sunrise is in same time, about 6:05. Right, we're now heading through clouds, but the temperature is below -40, so don't need the anti-ice. Yeah, I'm just looking at this. Frame rates are very good. Yet, my primary flight display is stuttering all the way. J-Hog, have I remembered what day it is on Friday? Yeah, Friday the 13th. It's almost like the black clouds are going to combine themselves over a small village in the north of Sheffield. J-Hog, no, I think you were right. It's not Saturday. It is Friday. I know it's Friday you're talking about. You're going to be in trouble. Still watching my altitude tape. It's not happy. Andy J, am I still using the 3060? Yes, I am. Says he needs to watch the video again, get him set up, keep having issues where the FPS drops to 10 or less after an hour or so of flying. Yeah, again, touch wood. It's not something I've ever had an issue with, that. More so issues with photogrammetry at the moment. Right, so we're nearly at our cruising altitude, so 500 feet to go. This kind of cloud, this high-level cirrus cloud, is an absolute pain with frame rates as well. You can have massive thunderstorms and it's fine, but a little light wispy cloud and it sucks. J-Hog, she was in A&E on Sunday with a suspected broken foot. What did she drop on it? Kasalav says, it's... are we in your country? He says the weather's awful. Don't tell me that. Right, Alt Cruise, happy days. TCAS to below.
Ladies and gentlemen from the cockpit, once again, just to let you know, we've reached our cruise limit for today's flight. We're not anticipating it anyway, so
Oh, just go back to the fuel. What we used, 175, so what's that? 564. Right, yeah, no fuel leak. Good. APU's off. 20 degrees in the cabin, etc. That's okay. Cool, air conditioned. Brake temperatures are fine. Flight computers are good. All systems normal. Let's do a fuel check then. So we've just passed at Cala. We took, what do we have, 5.9, we've taken 6.4, so we've taken half a ton extra, contingency of 218 kilograms, so it's about 0.7 extra overall, 0.7 tons extra overall. So we've just passed Cala, so we should have around 4.6 tons of fuel. We got just under 6.4 tons, but we have just passed Cala, so that's fine. That works. Wingflex, good evening to you. Spider Monkey, thank you for the follow on Twitch. It's not the smoothest of rides, is it? So here the eco time point is probably quite useful. Right, top of descent is in about 80 miles. Let's start setting ourselves up. So, flight plan, the idea will be we're going to be coming in via Tadag Magar Kulas. Check that out. Tagad Mada Kulas, that's fine. Max speed of 250 knots at Kulas. Well, I think we'll be doing slower than that. As we come in, Kulas is just there. How many miles away is that from touchdown? So 5.5 miles between Kulas and 04 Alpha. 04 Alpha is 12, so 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, about 17 miles out at this point. So, yeah, if we've got ourselves nice and steady, about 220 knots there, let's just tell it we want to be a little bit steadier. At that point, pop that in, set, good, good. So yeah, flight plans all fine. Just need to check the constraints in here as well for this for this RMP approach. Is it RMP or RNAV? Yeah, it is RMP. So at 04 Alpha, 04 Bravo, we need to be at 2,400 feet. Yeah, that's fine. Red nav page, we've got the Mike Charlie Tango is the VOR. And for once, it's not this one over here, which is Manchester, 13355. So I'll pop that in. Progress page. Oh Lord, what's the ICO code of our destination today? Romeo Papa Victor Mike. Romeo Papa Victor Mike. Runway 04. Get that in. Should pop that back up to 5 really. So random page is done, performance page, right, let's get this all sorted. Check the weather. So winds 270 at 6. Slight tailwind. Oh, wrong one. Try again. 270 at 6. A few clouds, 1,900. Scattered 8,000. Overcast 2,000. 24,000. Temperatures 25. And QNH is 1010. and it is Cat 1 conditions, so it's going to be 410 feet. Minimums set. Castle, are we using the modded version from flightsim.to? Yes, we are. Yeah. Okay, so that's good. Box is sorted. Section of flight plan. Copy the active. That's done as well. All right, so we've got the box set up. Let's do the brief then. So the weather, as we've just seen, is all fine. Great visibility. A few clouds, 1,900 feet. Got clouds to descend through as well on the way down. QNH 1010. Set that here on the standby, so that's done. No concerns getting in. Aircraft is still fully serviceable. No NOTAMs for the arrival. Threats to be aware of. Apart from, again, my unfamiliarity with the airport. We do have terrain, of course, to the that we're going to pass over, so we need to respect any of the constraints, make sure we're nice and safe. Other than that, I think we're fine. Just if we need to be aware, again, just for our own situational awareness, to the northwest of the airfield. That's where there's plenty of terrain. We're okay to the south and the east, as we can see. MSA is 4,900 as we're coming in. Obviously, the other side 2,700. So that's where we are with regards to terrain and safety, things like that. So we are expecting to do the RNP for runway 04, coming in on tag at 3 Papa arrival. Plan will be to be green dot at Coolers. We'll get flaps 1 out as we get to Coolers, and then flaps 2 as we continue to get down 2,400 feet. We need to be 2,400 feet at or before Victor Mike 04 Bravo. Speed there is 185. Well, at that point we'll probably be 180 knots anyway. We can do decelerated approach. It's all right. We're going down the approach path, and that's going to be at 7 miles out. So no reason why we need to have a stabilized approach for this. So yeah, decelerated approach. Get flaps 3 out, etc. As we're heading down there. Gear down, usual things. It's a 3-degree descent angle, so nothing daft. Airport, let's have a look at this. Yeah, nice long runway, 3,310 meters. We'll use flaps full for this, particularly as we've got the a bit of a tailwind behind us as well. That's the first time I've seen a canal on a chart, by the way. Just thought I'd point that out. And we will probably look to vacate at either Echo or right at the end at Charlie. Auto brake low should do the job nicely for us. Get that turned on. Other things to chat about. Missed approach is pretty straightforward, straight out, and missed approach height is 4,000 feet. Once passing 2,000, it's going to be a right turn to Jodem, and then we'll enter the hold at Drigo. Right, that's it, done. All happy. Here comes the dawn. Don't know how dark it's going to be down there though. Spider Monkey, good evening to you. Christian, what have I put in the perf page? The prog page, sorry. RPVM04. Yeah, that's right. Alexander's got lessons tomorrow. Good evening to you. I hope you are well. Thank you for being with us this afternoon, or this evening, or this morning. Christian, recheck the weather. Have I got the wrong weather? RPVP. Oh. Thanks for that, mate. Yeah, why was this circled in green and giving me the wrong information? Alright. Okay, let's do a weather check again then. So, winds are 010 at 11. That's better for us. Now got a headwind. 010 at 11. Scattered 2,000, overcast 100, that's fine. That's still Cat 1, still 10 kilometers or more. QNH is 1009 though. got temporary light rain shower, and visibility is just down to 8 kilometres. That's fine. Oh, good spot, Christian. Clearly, I relied too much on this being circled. Interesting. And transition altitude is 11,000 feet. Yeah, 11,000 feet. Well, according to the charts I've got, anyway. Hey, Pack Andrew, good to see you. You watched the Newcastle to Bristol. What was the fault? The fault was unlocked thrust reverser. Not something I'd had before. Hadn't planned it either. It was a spontaneous Phoenix fault. So, yeah. I'm dependent now. It says depending on what's on when you get your when you've got the scene, you might have a crashed Korean Airways beyond the runway 04 threshold. I don't think that's going to be the sim, is it? Rockstar Energy. Good afternoon. Castlab says, guess it doesn't really matter with no ATC. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, it does say on the charts. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it does say on the charts transition altitudes. Yeah, transition altitudes 11,000 feet. Ah, you meant the transition level, didn't you? Yeah, transition level flight level 130, transition altitudes 11,000. As we're going down, it's the altitude I'm more concerned with. Right, top of descent is what, about 20 miles or so, something like that. Andrew, no, not doing the return leg. It's getting a bit late here now. Tristan, can I do a complicated approach in like Paro? I did it once. I think we had 3 go-arounds, then I gave up. I could have slammed it down very unrealistically, but nah, I don't like to do that. Time to just drink some tea before we head down. Rockstar Energy, I'm very good, thank you. Andrew says his friend found a baby yesterday on a bus. She was the only passenger, baby girl. Oh my word, that's awful, but thank God someone found her. Right, let's start heading down. We're going to get down to... Why is my FCU not working? And the... Right, okay. Well, we're going down to flight level 150, thrust idle descend, 150 blue. Come on, update for me. Wondering if I need to change something in the Phoenix app, because it's not liking this, is it? I can't even remember what my display has been rendered on. Digital press control out to delete. Don't think we need to do that. See, actual frame rates aren't bad. They're not as bad as what the primary flight display is depicting at the moment. So Christian said, yeah, this is what I thought about doing. So you can force the display reset if it's stuck by changing the render display options in the Fenix app to a different quality, then change it back. Should we try that? Because I can't fly like this. Show the window. Right, so display quality, let's just go to quality and apply that. And let's go back to balanced. Well, seems to be a bit better, although I'm a bit concerned. Oh, there we are. That's it. For a moment, nothing was moving anywhere. Oh no, it's stuck again, isn't it? Standby's working, I think. Yeah, standby's working, but primary flight display is a bit behind. Weird. What's my displays running on? Displays are running on the graphics card at the moment. I'm going to move it back to quality, see what happens. Do you know what? I might just leave it on quality. It looks... Oh no, look, it stops again. This is ridiculous. Well, this is no good. Jumping all over the place again, isn't it? Right, I'm going to put it onto balance. I'm going to put it onto balance, and I'm going to pop it onto the CPU. See what that does. Probably crash the sim. Ooh, that's interesting. So the graphics card was running it. I've just told the CPU to do it instead, and that appears to be working. How strange. UK Aviator, I am on real time, yes indeed. Manic, we've got the latest graphic card drivers installed. I'll be honest, Manic, we might not have. Not a ridiculously old outdated one, but maybe something to think about. Anyway, I'm messing about with that. What's the temperature? Look at that, we're in cloud and temperature's warming up, so probably need to think about that anti-ice. Ilias01, do I have any idea when the Fenix will release their AIE engines? No, I'm afraid not. Captain Fjord, yeah, on Twitch, we just changed it to run CPU and it seems alright at the moment. I wonder why that is. I'm Dependent Now, Korean Air overran runway 22 in October and the creator of the scenery added it while the aircraft was there until the investigators moved it. Is that right? Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if we'll see it then. I won't be looking out for it. You'll have to you'll have to look out for it instead. Tristan, do you need a degree to be a pilot? No, you don't. Right, I'm just going to pull open descent. Let's get down a little more. Don't mind being under the profile a little bit. Obviously we've got the train to think about just here, which we've already spoken about, briefed, etc. But let's get back on that profile. Pilot Jacob, do you need A-level maths or physics to be a pilot? No. I mean, it would help, but no, you don't. Well, it's looking very red, isn't it? We're obviously in the clouds, though. You just start to see little bits of dawn sneaking through. Andrew says, "How's First Officer George? Probably waiting his walk." Tristan, is the maths easy? I mean, my main thing would be make sure you can divide by 3 and multiply by 3, and then you're pretty much set. Reasons to Fly on Twitch says, "Love the YouTube channel. Reasons to Fly, thank you so much. Welcome on board." And Valcorn and Chicago Fire, thank you for following as well. Yeah, Wally, that's the correct answer. To be a pilot, you need money. Although I think TUI have launched a program, haven't they, recently? They're accepting pilots. I don't know if it's now or a little bit later on. But the old graduate scheme. Elias, what's the meaning of the black triangles in the 320 cabin? I'm not quite sure what you're referring to there, I'm afraid. Tristan, do I always use manual thrust when landing like Lufthansa? No, I always use auto thrust, like the jets in Orange do. I'm just going to wind that speed up. I'm just struggling to stay on profile here. The wind is in our favour though. Loving how red it is. Can't see a thing, but I love how red it is. It's almost like the sky's on fire, isn't it? Oh, I'm Dependent Now has answered your question. Thank you. I couldn't work out what you were on about. I'm sorry. But the black triangles in the cabin show the seat rows where the crew can see the wing or the engines. Oh wow! Look at this. Now we're just coming out of that. There were clouds up to about 25,000 feet, I think it was, but we've just dropped below that now. How cool does that look? Oh yes, that's the stuff. Oh, amazing. Good stuff. Yes, we're landing in hell. I'm sure we're not, but it looks like it, given the glow that we've got. Oh, look at the rain now coming through. It's awesome. Right, we need to continue that descent now down to 4,000 feet. So thrust idle descent, and we want... Can't get my mouse in the right place. And local pressure, so QNH 1009 4,000 blue.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the cockpit, we're now descending towards our destination. There's no delays ahead of us, we should have you down very shortly. If you can please assist the cabin crew by fastening the ability they have and think around. And for your safety, please make sure your seatbelts are fastened, the electronic devices are switched on or locked into airplane mode, and the aircraft toilets will also be out of use. We hope you've enjoyed the flight, and we'll have you now ground safely shortly.
Look at the build-ups over there. That looks stunning, doesn't it? I need to wind that speed back up. We need to get down. We're far too high. I don't want to be left high on an approach like this. We're VMC as well, so I'm even more happy that we're not going to slam into anything. Lovely. Happy to get the speed brakes away as we continue to go down. That's fine. Let's roll the speed back as well. We're past 10,000 feet. That's okay. High speed approved. No ATC around to worry about. 10,000 feet. Let's get the lights on. Anti-ice can come off. Seatbelts.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fasten seatbelt sign has been turned on. Please ensure that your seatbelt is securely fastened and return to your seats immediately if you are not already seated. Infant seatbelts are provided for our passengers travelling with small children. Please ensure that they are secured safely and ask a member of the cabin crew if you require assistance. The toilets will now go out of use until the fasten seatbelt sign is turned on. Whilst seated, please find the airline magazine in the front pocket, providing you with lots of information about the channel and the perks of becoming a channel member. Thank you.
Right, so we've activated the approach phase, gone for managed speed. So I did say we wanted to manage speed as we get here. Sorry, I wanted green dots we got here, and then we're going to get flaps 1 start configuring ourselves.
Thank you. I hope you enjoy your drink.
Love it when the sim gives this kind of Verga effect of the rain that's falling, but then instantly evaporating again. Right, flaps 1. Speed's checked. Flaps 1. Just to help get down a bit more. Keep the speed where it is. Hold 200. Cebu traffic, Cebu 226, now inbound Kulas, 3 miles to run, and then we're on the RNAV for runway 04, speed 200 knots. Christian, thank you for the QNH update. 1010. Update for the winds as well, was the wind 002. 12, sorry. Okay, I have to pull the full thing in. Right, we need to continue down, and the platform, if we remember, is 2,400, so let's go and set that. And we need to be 2,400 before VM04 Bravo. We're inbound 04 Alpha, so if we level off here, that's great. Let's reduce speed now, 180 knots. Right, can't see anything. Hey Jet Magic, good to see you. Sorry, just concentrating on the approach at the moment. About 15 miles to run. shallow off that descent right there. We can see if we sort ourselves out in around 2 miles, get configured, and then we'll go down the profile and hopefully start to see where we should be landing. Look at the rain coming in. Alt star. Castlelove says couldn't. Can't see anything. It's probably what the Korean air pilot said as well. Right, radio altimeter's alive. Right, flaps 2, speeds checked. Flaps 2. GPS is high. And we've got 9 miles to run. Still can't see anything. Cebu traffic, Cebu 226 is established, runway 04 on the RMP, 8 mile final. Okay, final blue approach nav.
Please make sure you are seated with your belts fastened and your trays in the upright position. Please turn off all electronic devices until after landing.
Right, we'll start slowing ourselves down. Final approach. Missed approach altitude is 4,000 feet. Set. Down we go. Gear down. Spoilers. Flaps 3. Speeds checked. Flaps 3. Where the hell's my runway? Ah, runway's in sight. Five miles to go. Can just about make out the runway in that storm now, can't we? So, flaps full, landing checklist, cabin is secured, ground altitude is 4,000 feet, set a camo, landing no blue. Castlelove says he'd think with the weather and the visibility issues at his airport they'd have Cat 3 capabilities already, but for some reason they don't. Do they have it on the other runway? I've not checked the charts. I've now lost sight of the runway. And I'm blowing all over the place. Where's it gone? Minimum's 410. There it is. I've got the replay lined up as well, so don't disappear afterwards. We'll see what it looks like. If it's a good replay. I'm going to leave the autopilot in. 1,000 feet. My God, this is awful. Technically, you know, we can continue if we want to. We can see the lights. That's all we need. No, this really is awful. I'm bouncing around all over the place. The wind's blustering. Anyway, you can see the airframe for yourself. And the rain keeps coming in. I keep losing just as much of the runway as I need. Right, we're at minimums now. I am going to continue. I'm happy to continue. 500, so
100 above.
Autopilot disengaged. I now have control. Let's see if we can slam it in.
Minimum.
Continue. Just a little bit of decrab needed, I think.
100.
Light rain, it said.
50, 40, 20, retard. 5,
Spoilers deployed. Reverse green. Decel. Knots coming up. Reverses off. Toe brakes. Disconnect. Let's get ourselves off.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now arrived at our destination. The crew will now commence preparing the aircraft for deboarding. Can passengers please remain in your seats with your seatbelts fastened until the captain turns off the seatbelt
Wow, what wonderful
sign.
weather.
You may now turn on your phones and electronic devices. Thank you for choosing to fly with us today, and please consider becoming a channel member to receive extra benefits on your future flights with us.
Cebu traffic, Speedbird, Sierra Papa 24. Established on RMP 04 and 10 mile finals.
Cebu traffic runway 04 vacated. Oh wow, look at this. Is this the runway that's obviously not in use because of the accident that took place? That is amazing. I didn't see the aircraft though. Digital Flight Deck, thank you so much. That is incredible. Thank you so much for your $20 donation. Says, well done. Here's for a safe landing. I am going to check the replay of that because, yeah, it didn't look too bad, that, did it? Well, the weather was, well, definitely interesting. I'll say that. Definitely interesting. Hey, Cool Machines, many thanks for the congratulations. Right, can't wait to see the replay of this. I just want to get to stand and then we'll have a look. Right, so this is, are we on Delta? I think? Yeah, Delta. Tell you what, look at that. There's a stand straight ahead of it. Stand APB3, I think it is, so looks good to me. This'll do, and then we can check out the replay. So I'm not going to bother cleaning things up because I want the replay on in a second. There we go. Right, so I don't think I need to change anything. Ready for the replay. Everything's set up, lights are on, etc. Flaps are still out. We retracted the spoilers though, haven't we? Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so I need to come off VATSIM. If you've been flying with me, thank you so much for your company. VATSIM is off. What else do I need to do? We need to get rid of self-loading cargo because they just scream when I teleport them through space and time. Stop the replay recording. So shall we check this out then? How far out did I begin the recording? It was quite far out, I think. Right, let's let's see what it looked like from a passenger perspective. It's wet, I think, is the answer. Either way, we got down nice and safe. That's obviously the main thing. Hope you enjoyed it. It was good fun, wasn't it? I'd not heard about the Korean air crash either, so I might have to go and read up on that. Melanie, thank you for subscribing. Nice landing, thank you. We'll check it out. What was the landing rate? I don't get to see it. You guys do, but I don't, so you'll know better than me. Oh, look at the wing. We're absolutely fighting that wind. Oh, Kozlov, that is incredible. Thank you so much for your very kind super chat. Saying, have some local currency and buy yourself a coffee. Thank you. That is amazing. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. I'm really glad you're on stream as well. I would love having a local on stream. Yeah, do you know what? I'm more than happy with how that worked out landing wise. Didn't look bad at all from a passenger's perspective. Nice and windy, nice and rocked, and stabilised it, got it down. Job's a good one. Check out the other window, didn't we? Digital says we did it. It was worse this time. It was worse second time around. It does that, which is why I think, how much faith can you actually put in these landing rate monitors? Tony says the next leg should be Cabo to Manila. I know. I did toy with the idea of doing it, but I thought, you know what? It's probably one of the places that lots of people know, lots of people see. So if I can do somewhere which is not quite as popular, then that's kind of nice. Pedro, thank you for subscribing. I've turned on my display this time, so landing rate there 189 FPM. Yeah, I'll take that. Tell you what I can do. Stick with me. Stick with me for a second. I'm going to load up. I'm going to load up FSI panel, which gives you landing rates. In fact, it does it, and it does it very well. So I'm going to see if it will give us a landing rate with the replay. Don't know if it will or not. I'm just going to try it. Cool Machine says we should do Belfast City Airport. We've done that a couple of times. Some great Siri available for Belfast City as well. Yeah, you could just see with now with this sort of camera view. If you look to the horizon, you can see how the wind was just battling it there as we're getting down. Almost have to force the air with a decent headwind, force the aircraft down.
50, 40, 30, 20, retard.
And then a bit of decrabbing to try and get us back on that same line. Yeah, there we are. Works for me. Thomas, you want to see an external replay to see the crab? Yes, of course, I can do that. Like I said, I've got a bit of time this evening, so don't mind doing that. Oh, FSI panel didn't record the landing. That's a shame. Right, let me see if I can have a look from the outside. Then, if you want to see that.
Too low terrain.
Too low terrain. It is raining. Too low. Lots of rain. That's probably not a bad angle. Look at the wings, we're rocking left and right. I think this view kind of really does show you how much we were fighting. And then right wheel touchdown first. Get us back on. That's not, you know, that's not too bad. When you're decrabbing, it's quite often for one wheel to touch down before the other. But yeah, there we go. So where is, have I, whereabouts is the Korean, if it's included in the scenery, whereabouts would be the Korean airliner? So I don't know where it would be, and I certainly don't know the airport. But if anyone wants me to take the drone out, see if I can find it. But look at this airport! Wow, how amazing is this airport? It's freeware. It is stunning freeware airport. Flightsim.to. Look at it. Awesome. Definitely gonna have to hunt out that Korean airliner though now. I can never remember which camera view gives the belly landing view, which is quite neat. So is that construction the new is that construction at a new runway then? Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, actually, yeah, I see that now. I love how it's not actually got the lines on it yet, but it has got the you know, it's got the big X's on it, so you don't turn onto it. Quite nice. Richard said the Korean Air A330 was removed due to backlash. Right, fair enough. Fair enough. So if I can just try and find which camera angle it is that does the belly view. Is it one of the fixed cameras? Oh, there you go. Alright guys, well, I hope you've enjoyed that. I'm going to leave you with one final replay. I hope you have enjoyed our Philippine special flight. It's definitely been something a little bit different, hasn't it? Thank you so much for watching and joining me this evening. As I say, I hope you've enjoyed it. I've certainly enjoyed doing something different. And to those of you as well who have donated and contributed during our flight this evening, thank you so much for supporting the channel and our Easyjet Simpart channel members. As always, a huge thank you to you guys for your continued support. Have a great evening, guys. I look forward to seeing you on the next one, and I'm just going to leave you with this final replay to play us out. Good night, everyone. Have a great evening.